Can you beat Final Fantasy V with no gil whatsoever? Yes, yes you can, and I'm going to tell you how I did it. First, let's go over wind crystal jobs. Make everyone a blue mage. Only 2 of them will wind up using blue magic, but teaching everyone learn will save you a lot of time. Make one character a knight, one a thief, and another a monk. This should get you through the early game, and thieves can steal stuff, and you need a lot of items. This just helps out in general. Make your primary blue mage a summoner, and have your knight become a mystic knight. Summoners and their MP consumption are a problem, but in the early game, they get an ability called Call, which randomly summons a summon in battle. However, this is from a pool of all the summons you currently have. So, if you minimize the summons you get, for example, there are only 2 mandatory summons, Ifrit and Titan, it'll mean it's a 50-50 shot on which one of those comes out. Mystic Knight, well, that's for something later. Next, you want to make someone a Beastmaster, make your thief a ninja, and make your blue mage a bard. This is not a joke. I am actually very dead serious. You need a bard. When you get to fight Ironclaw, make sure it uses Deathclaw. With Learn, it teaches you that ability. And you'd be surprised on how useful this is. Now, when you get an airship, you want to go over towards this area. This is Eastory. Now, there's something very important here. First, you find a paddock full of sheep. Second, there's one just in the corner. Get behind it and talk to it. Third, get knocked over the fence by the sheep. I wish this was a joke, but no. It sounds painful, and you're going to have to do it. Next step, there's a dude behind the fence. Kind of creepy, but oh well. This guy is a bard. He'll teach you a song called Romeo's Ballad. This is why you want a bard in your party. Then it's time to head to the Ronka Ruins. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the strategy for dealing with all the cannons, the flamethrowers, and the massive cannon that comes out? Well, Romeo's Ballad works on almost all the stuff. The flamethrowers, the small cannons, and even the side attachments of the main cannon. The main cannon itself is not affected though. And Romeo's Ballad casts basically stop on all those as long as the bard's playing. So keep the bard playing, and these guys, and you take next to no damage until you get to the main cannon. It's actually bloody amazing. It's funny as hell. And now for Earth Crystal jobs. I wound up leveling everyone up with Dancer, but I wound up not using any of the passives. I thought it'd be a good in case I need someone to have ribbons equipped. And then you have the freaking Samurai, which you want to teach the character who was your monk. Monk strength added to a ninja. I mean a samurai. That's actually bloody amazing. And they can learn pretty good abilities. Unfortunately, I could not make use of them. This just gives an option for the late game. Now, before you go off to Galif's world, it's time for some grinding and farming. This doesn't require some goblin genocide, does it? No, of course not. Good. Goblin genocide just happens to be a unfortunate consequence of this grind and farm. What? Back in the Wind Shrine, there's this floor with this boss here. You remember it? While on this floor spawn Moldwinds. These are extremely important. Why? Well, unfortunately, there's 2 encounters with them on this floor, one of which involves goblins. Sorry, bro. But if you do kill them, they have a chance to drop freaking elixirs. These are a trash mob that you fight at level 5, and they can drop elixirs. You realize how ridiculous that is? So level up some jobs along with farming with this, get 99 elixirs before you go to Galif's World, and you're golden. Now for the Meteorite boss rush. These enemies suck. This group in particular, they can self-destruct, and when they die, they can bring all their friends back. What is our strategy for this? These guys are very easily hit by Romeo's Ballad. Titan fight. Romeo's Ballad. Chimera Brain. Romeo's Ballad. Continue to Galif's World and you fight the Dragon Pod. And the Big Flower. Whichever one's which. How do you fight that? Romeo's Ballad. Okay, that's basically almost all the use you can have from Romeo's Ballad for boss fights. Now, for the Barrier Tower. This is something very important you need to do. Find a Traveler enemy and either control it or have it hit you to use Time Slip. And learn it. It is blue magic and it comes in handy. Atomus. The big mouth. It devours you. It kills you. It eats you. You know what else that mouth is good for? It's good for yawning. That's right, this guy is weak to sleep. You put him to sleep with Time Slip, and I'm pretty sure you would have Goblin Punch by now. If you do, that's a 0 MP attack that does not wake it up. So just go to town. Punch this thing in the face. As long as you only use Goblin Punch or other blue magic. Any proper physical attack will wake it up. If you keep using blue magic to attack, it never wakes up. And now for the Crystal boss fight. There's a way to deal with this. And we have the tool we need to trivialize this fight. They can be hit with Deathclaw. Yes, the move that dropped you to single-digit health. It works on this fight. It's amazing. The only thing you need to watch out for is when they're on below half HP, they deal massive magic damage. So, as soon as one of them gets hit by Deathclaw, be ready to attack it. It's at single-digit HP, so you don't have to worry too much about damage output for it. Then, when you get to Exdeath's Castle, find Reflect Mages. Their common steal are Reflect Rings. When equipped, your characters get Reflect. Unfortunately, I don't have a real strategy for Exdeath himself. The only thing I can really suggest is equip Reflect Rings and have elixirs on standby. That is basically the only advice I can give. When you get to the Combined World, your next steps should be to get Bahamut, get Flare and Holy, get Mime, and restock elixirs. Also get ultimate weapons as well. I didn't write that down, but they give a needed boost. I recommend getting a katana, the 2 daggers, one for ninja, one for just standard, and Excalibur. Bonus thing, if you want to fight these guys, I have a trick to deal with them. These are the guys that constantly revive each other to max health whenever one dies. There is a simple way to deal with it. Yeah, they can be hit with Deathclaw, so get them to single digits and just blast them with Bahamut. It's fun. Get White Wind and Mighty Guard. These are some of the best blue magics in the game and are amazing support. One's the best buff and one's a really amazing heal. So yeah. Now you want to get Mime from the Sunken Walls Tower. This is the one crystal shard that you could not get before. And there's a reason. If you could have gotten it then, it's broken. And I gotta talk about how much I love this fight. It poses you a riddle. You have to carefully look at how Go-Go talks and the rules of his fight. He casts magic when you do, he attacks when you do, and you have to copy them. Now, the answer to this is simple. He does whatever you do, and to win, you have to copy him. So, you do nothing, and so he does nothing. You guys sit there for a couple of minutes, or a minute and a half, or whatever, and he just banishes himself, and you get the mime job. I just love that detail. It's a riddle in a fight. It's pretty good, in my opinion. And this was my final party setup. 4 mimes, one with blue magic, summon and item, one with equipped swords, Spellblade, mug, one with equipped katanas, mug, and item, another with dual wield, mug, and blue magic. This gives you 2 offensive options, 1 support, and another alternative character that can pivot between attack and support. Now it's a rush to the end. Now there's going to be plenty of annoying bosses along the way, but I can give you a strategy for one boss that will make it a cakewalk and end it quickly. Equip all your characters with reflect rings. Use your summoner to summon Bahamut. Whenever you summon Bahamut against it, it counters with Mega Flare. But that gets reflected onto it. Like, for each time your characters get hit by it. So, it reflects 4 times, meaning it gets hit by 5 Mega Flares. And then you can just use Mime to cast Bahamut again for free, and then just spam it all the way. Very easy Twin Tanya fight. And that's that. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to try it yourself, go for it. Give some feedback if you want. And let me know if you try this challenge and do a video on it. I would love to watch it. I'll see you next time.